Imagine buying a brand new top-of-the-line luxury car. That feeling of the pristine leather, the smell of expensive materials, the quiet, confident surge of power as you pull away from the dealership. It feels permanent. It feels like you've bought an asset, a piece of engineering art. But what you've actually bought is a rapidly melting block of ice. The average new vehicle loses about 40% of its value in 5 years. But the cars on our list? They laugh at 40%. For them, 60% is just a starting point. We're talking about depreciation that can hit a staggering 70% or more. Now, we're counting down the top 10 most overpriced luxury cars that are now effectively worthless. Kicking off our list is a vehicle many people see as a safe, sensible choice in the luxury space, the Mercedes-Benz GLE-Class. This is the classic mid-size luxury SUV. It's practical, it's prestigious, and it's packed with the tech and comfort you expect from that three-pointed star. When new, a well-optioned GLE could easily set you back over $83,000. It was the perfect ride for the successful professional or the discerning family, someone who wanted status, safety, and space all in one. The dream was to own a rolling fortress of German engineering, a vehicle that could handle the school run on Monday and a trip to the mountains on Friday without breaking a sweat. Inside, you were wrapped in soft leather, surrounded by polished wood and cool-to-the-touch aluminum. It was, and still is, a beautifully designed machine. But here's the brutal truth. After just 5 years, that status symbol loses about 53% of its value. A higher-end model that cost over 80 grand might now be worth less than $40,000. You've lost tens of thousands of dollars in just 60 months. Why the huge drop? It's a perfect storm. First, Mercedes-Benz, like its German rivals, loves to lease. A huge number of these GLEs are leased for 2 or 3 years and then returned, flooding the used market with a massive oversupply. When supply is high and demand is lower, prices crash. Second, while the GLE is generally reliable during its warranty period, the fear of what happens after is very real. When even minor issues with the complex mild hybrid system, the aromatic suspension, or the giant infotainment screens can lead to 4-figure repair bills, secondhand buyers get nervous. They know a cheap GLE can quickly become a very expensive paperweight. The GLE is a fantastic SUV, but it's a terrible investment. It's your entry ticket to the world of financially ruinous luxury cars where you keep paying for the badge long after you've driven off the lot.
Coming in at number 9 is the Jaguar F-Pace. When this SUV launched, it was a huge deal. Jaguar, the brand of sleek sports cars and classy sedans, finally built an SUV, and it was a knockout. It mixed classic Jaguar style with the practicality buyers wanted. It had an aggressive look, a luxurious interior, and the promise of that legendary Jaguar performance. With an original sticker price that could easily hit the $70,000 or $80,000 range for a more powerful model, the F-Pace was meant to take on the Germans. The dream was simple. Get a luxury SUV that didn't look like every other box on the road. It was for the individual, the person who appreciated British charm and a loud exhaust. The F-Pace was a genuine alternative to the endless sea of Porsche Macans and BMW X3s. The reality, however, is a financial bloodbath. Over 5 years, the Jaguar F-Pace can lose an astonishing 65% of its value. That $75,000 cat is now worth a little over $26,000. More than $49,000 has just vanished. The reason for this massive drop can be summed up in one word: reliability. Or, more accurately, the reputation for a terrifying lack of it. For years, Jaguar and its sibling Land Rover have been known for questionable build quality and electrical nightmares. The F-Pace is a prime example. Owners report all sorts of problems, from buggy infotainment systems that constantly crash, to random warning lights, to major mechanical failures. This reputation hangs over the used market like a storm cloud. Potential buyers know that an out-of-warranty Jaguar is one of the biggest automotive gambles you can take. Every dollar you save on the purchase price is a dollar you should probably put in a maintenance fund. The market for used Jaguars is small, made up of brave fans and unsuspecting buyers. This low demand, paired with the high risk of wallet-draining repairs, sends its resale value right off a cliff. The F-Pace is a beautiful tragedy, a car that's gorgeous to look at and thrilling to drive, but a financial catastrophe to own. You might be shocked to see a Porsche on this list. After all, Porsche, especially the 911, is famous for holding its value incredibly well. But not all Porsches are the same, and the Cayenne proves that even Germany's most prestigious badge can't escape depreciation, especially when the sticker price is sky high. A top-tier Cayenne, like a turbo model, isn't just a car, it's a statement of pure excess. This is the king of the performance SUV food chain. When new, you're looking at a starting price that can easily blow past $200,000 with a few options. It has a monster twin-turbo V8, carbon ceramic brakes, a carbon fiber roof, and performance that can smoke dedicated sports cars. The dream here isn't just luxury, it's total automotive dominance. But here's a lesson in big numbers. What happens when you pay $250,000 for an SUV, even if it's a Porsche? Vicious depreciation. While a standard Cayenne loses a significant 47% to 50% of its value in 5 years, the ultra-expensive models drop even faster. A Cayenne Turbo can lose well over $100,000 in that time. So why does this god-tier SUV lose money like a leaky bucket? Two main reasons. First, the number of people who can afford a $230,000 SUV is tiny. The number of people looking for a used one that's out of warranty is even smaller. These are complex machines, and nobody wants to get hit with a $20,000 engine repair on a used car. Second, and more importantly, is the value ceiling. While a base Cayenne has a wide market, the price of a Turbo GT puts it up against more exotic cars. The person spending that kind of money has tons of options. They can afford the newest, the latest, the greatest. They aren't usually shopping the used market to save a few bucks on last year's model. This weak used market means dealers have to slash prices to get them sold. The Porsche Cayenne Turbo is an incredible machine, but it's also one of the fastest ways to turn a huge pile of money into a much smaller one. For over 50 years, the Mercedes-Benz S-Class hasn't just been a car. It's been the car, the benchmark, the global standard for luxury, innovation, and automotive excellence. This is the car that introduces technology that shows up in normal cars a decade later. From anti-lock brakes to adaptive cruise control, the S-Class did it first. When new, it is the undisputed king, with a price tag to match. A new S-Class, like an S580, can easily cost $120,000 to $130,000 and up. It's the right of choice for world leaders, CEOs, and anyone who wants the absolute best. The dream of owning an S-Class is the dream of having truly made it. It's about floating along in near total silence, in a cabin that feels more like a private jet than a car. Massaging seats, 64 colors of ambient light, a Burmester sound system, and a ride so smooth it feels like you're on a magnetic cloud. The reality? After 5 years, that $120,000 symbol of ultimate achievement can lose nearly 60% of its value. That's a staggering loss of over $72,000. So why does the king of luxury become a financial peasant on the used market? Because its greatest strength is also its biggest weakness: technology. The S-Class is insanely complex. It's a web of computers, sensors, air springs, and hydraulic systems. When it's new and under warranty, this complexity is magic. When it's 5 years old and the warranty is long gone, that magic becomes a terrifying liability. The airmatic suspension can fail, costing thousands to fix. The intricate infotainment system can get glitches that require expensive diagnostic work. Even a simple part is often buried under layers of other complex parts, leading to huge labor bills. Used car buyers are terrified of these potential costs. They see a cheap S-Class not as a bargain, but as a ticking bomb. The market is also flooded with off-lease models, creating a huge oversupply that kills prices. An S-Class is designed to be leased by rich people and corporations who will just get the new model in 3 years. It is simply not built for long-term affordable ownership. Owning a new S-Class says you're rich. Owning a 10-year-old S-Class says you're brave, and you probably have a great independent mechanic on speed dial.
At number 6 is the car every middle management executive dreams of, the BMW 5 Series. For decades, it's been called the ultimate driving machine in a practical 4-door package. It's the perfect mix of sport and luxury, A car that's as happy on a winding road as it is cruising on the highway. When new, a 5 Series can start around $60,000 and go way up from there. It's the top choice for people who want a premium German sedan that feels sporty and fun to drive. The dream is to have a car that does everything well. It's a status symbol, a family car, and a sports sedan, all in one. The interior is a masterpiece of design, the handling is sharp, and the engine is smooth and powerful. It's the car that says you love to drive, but still need to look respectable at a business meeting. The reality of owning one past the warranty period, though, is much less dreamy. A BMW 5 Series can lose around 59% of its value over 5 years, with some hybrid models losing even more. That's a loss of over $37,000 on a mid-range model. The reason is a combination of high supply and high running costs. Just like the Mercedes GLE, the 5 Series is one of the most leased cars in the luxury world. Every 3 years, a wave of these cars hits the used market, creating a buyer's paradise and a seller's nightmare. Prices are pushed down by the sheer number of available cars, but the bigger problem is the BMW factor in maintenance. BMWs are fantastically engineered, but they aren't over-engineered for longevity like an old Toyota. They use plastic parts in key places like the cooling system that get brittle over time. The electronics can develop maddening intermittent problems. Control modules can cost $1,500 to replace, and suspension work can easily top $2,000. Even routine maintenance is expensive. Used buyers know this. They see a cheap, out-of-warranty 5 Series and they don't see a bargain. They see a potential $5,000 repair bill for a timing chain or an oil leak. This fear, plus the huge supply, makes the 5 Series one of the fastest depreciating sedans out there. It's the ultimate driving machine, as long as you're driving it straight off a financial cliff. Our countdown is now entering the truly catastrophic zone. And at number 5, we have the Audi A8, specifically the long wheelbase A8 L. This is Audi's flagship, its tech showcase, designed to compete with the mighty Mercedes S-Class and BMW 7 Series. When new, the A8 L is a masterpiece of minimalist, futuristic luxury. Its interior, with dual touchscreens and acres of piano black and brushed aluminum, looks like it's from a sci-fi movie. With a starting price well past $90,000, it's a car for people who love cutting-edge tech and quiet elegance. The dream is to own a rolling monument to German engineering. The Quattro all-wheel drive system gives you unshakable grip, the cabin is as quiet as a bank vault, and the technology is incredible. It's a car that makes you feel like you're living in the future. The reality is that this vision of the future gets old fast, and when it does, its value implodes. The Audi A8 L loses a staggering 62.6% of its original value in just 5 years. A car that cost nearly $92,000 is now worth a mere $34,411. That's a loss of almost $58,000. This brutal depreciation is even worse than its direct rivals. Why is the A8 so worthless on the used market? It has a triple threat of problems. First, it has an identity crisis. The S-Class is the king of comfort, and the 7 Series is for drivers, but the A8 has always struggled to find its place. This lack of a clear identity means it has less brand power and a smaller, less loyal fan base. Second, the market has moved on. Large sedans are automotive dinosaurs now. Why buy a giant sedan when you can get an equally luxurious Audi Q7 or Q8 SUV? Third, and most terrifying for a used buyer, is its complexity. That beautiful, futuristic interior is a minefield of potential electronic failures. The complex air suspension, the mild hybrid system, and the army of sensors and computers are a huge red flag for anyone without a warranty. The fear of a screen going blank, or the suspension failing, and the multi-$1,000 bills that come with it is enough to scare off almost everyone. The Audi A8 is a technological marvel, but on the used market, it's a technological pariah. At number 4, we have a car that proves a legendary name and a Ferrari-derived engine are no defense against financial reality. The Maserati Ghibli. When the Ghibli launched, it was meant to be Maserati's savior. A smaller, more affordable sedan designed to compete with the BMW 5 Series and Mercedes E-Class. With a sexy shape, a trident on the grille, and the promise of Italian soul, it was an emotional buy. The sticker price, which could range from $80,000 to over $100,000, seemed like a small price to pay for Italian exoticism. The dream was to drive something with passion, something with character, to hear the bark of that V6 engine, to be seen in something other than a boring German sedan. The Ghibli was for the person who wanted to make a statement, to choose art over an appliance. The reality, as thousands of owners have found out, is that this work of art is a financial disaster. the Maserati Ghibli loses an almost unbelievable 61 to 66% of its value in 5 years. A Ghibli that cost its first owner close to $100,000 can now be found for around $30,000. That's a loss of over $70,000. The reasons for this are as legendary as the Maserati name. First, the build quality and interior parts just don't match the price tag. Get inside a Ghibli and you'll find switches and buttons taken directly from cheaper Chrysler and Jeep products, a holdover from its time under Fiat Chrysler. For a 6-figure car, that's just not acceptable, and it ruins the premium feel. Second, the ownership experience can be a nightmare. Repair costs are sky high. Basic maintenance starts in the 4-figure range. Tires wear out incredibly fast, sometimes needing to be replaced every 10,000 miles. Parts can take weeks or months to arrive from Italy, leaving owners without their car. This reputation for being fragile and expensive to fix scares off most used buyers. Finally, the brand just doesn't have the same recognition as its German rivals. Car lovers know Maserati, but the average luxury buyer often feels safer with a Mercedes or BMW. The Ghibli is a car you buy with your heart, but the used market is ruled by logic, and logic says to run, not walk, away from a used Ghibli, which is why its value disappears faster than a puddle in the desert.
Cracking our top 3 is the car that has become the poster child for luxury sedan depreciation, the BMW 7 Series. This is BMW's flagship, the peak of its engineering and technology. It's a car designed to transport people in supreme comfort and style, while still delivering the fun driving experience BMW is famous for. A new 7 Series is a statement of power and success, with a price tag that often flies past the $100,000 mark. The dream is to own the ultimate version of the ultimate driving machine. It's packed with every gadget you can imagine, from gesture controls to self-parking. The materials are beautiful, the ride is sublime, and the power is effortless. It is, by any standard, a magnificent piece of engineering. The reality is that it's also one of the worst automotive investments you can possibly make. The BMW 7 Series has one of the highest depreciation rates on the market, losing a staggering 62 to 67% of its value in just 5 years. Let's put that in perspective. A $110,000 7 Series is worth just over $33,000 after 60 months. You've lost nearly $80,000. That's not a depreciation curve, it's a financial cliff dive. So why does this flagship sink so fast? It's the S-Class problem, but worse. The 7 Series is packed with even more complex and often unreliable technology. The air suspension is a known and very expensive failure point. Electrical gremlins are common, with owners reporting everything from malfunctioning screens to keyless entry glitches and random battery drain. The V8 models are known for oil leaks from multiple gaskets. On top of that, the transmissions in some models are known to develop jerky shifts that can signal an impending and catastrophically expensive failure. A transmission repair can cost over $5,000. These aren't just small annoyances. They are well-known issues that scare away the used car market. A cheap used 7 Series is one of the most tempting automotive traps. It offers the look and feel of a 6-figure car for the price of a new Toyota Camry. But the purchase price is just the down payment on an endless stream of maintenance and repair bills. It is a car designed to be enjoyed for 3 years under full warranty and then thrown away like an old appliance, leaving a trail of financial destruction behind it. Sliding into our number 2 spot is a vehicle that is both a cultural icon and a financial catastrophe. The Land Rover Range Rover. For decades, the Range Rover has been the undisputed king of luxury SUVs. It projects an image of old money class, rugged capability, and effortless style. It's just as at home on an English country estate as it is parked in front of a Beverly Hills boutique. With a starting price that quickly climbs over $100,000 and can reach towards $200,000 for high-end models, it is the ultimate automotive status symbol. The dream is to be the king of the road, to sit high above traffic in a leather-lined cocoon, able to conquer any terrain from a snowstorm to a muddy trail without breaking a sweat. The Range Rover promises go-anywhere ability with Rolls-Royce levels of luxury. It's a powerful, almost irresistible combination. The reality is that owning a Range Rover is like being in a toxic relationship. It's beautiful and exciting, but it will eventually break your heart and empty your bank account. The Range Rover suffers from some of the worst depreciation in the entire car industry, with some sources showing it can lose an unbelievable 76% of its value in just 5 years.
A model that cost $108,000 new could be worth just $33,721 after only 3 years. The reason is simple and legendary: unreliability of biblical proportions. Land Rover and Range Rover consistently rank at or near the very bottom of every major reliability survey. The list of common problems is endless. The air suspension systems are known to be fragile and can cost thousands of dollars to fix when they fail. The complex electrical systems are prone to bizarre and frequent failures, earning them the nickname electrical gremlins. Engine and transmission issues are also common and come with repair bills that can easily hit 5 figures. This reputation is so bad that the used market for out-of-warranty Range Rovers is almost non-existent outside of a small group of die-hard fans with deep pockets. Dealers know they're a huge risk to keep on the lot, so they offer rock-bottom trade-in values. Private buyers are scared off by the endless horror stories on owner forums. The Range Rover is the ultimate automotive paradox, a vehicle that makes you look incredibly rich when you buy it new, and one that guarantees you'll be a lot less rich by the time you sell it.
And here we are, the top spot, the undisputed king of depreciation. The most overpriced luxury car that is now so worthless, it's become a legend. Taking the crown is the magnificent, beautiful, and financially ruinous Maserati Quattroporte. If the Ghibli was a financial disaster, the Quattroporte is the full-blown opera of financial tragedy. As Maserati's flagship sedan, it was designed to be the ultimate expression of Italian luxury and performance. A 4-door Ferrari. With a thunderous V8 engine, a cabin covered in the finest leather, and a price tag soaring from $140,000 to over $150,000, it was a car for a true connoisseur. The dream was pure, uncut automotive passion. It was about owning a car with a soul, something that stirred the emotions in a way no sterile German sedan ever could. The sound, the style, the sheer presence of the Quattroporte is intoxicating. It's a car that makes every drive feel special. The reality is that this special feeling will cost you more money than almost any other car on the planet. The Maserati Quattroporte holds the title for the worst depreciation of pretty much any production car, losing a staggering 65 to 70% of its value in just 5 years. A car that cost its first owner $141,000 is now worth a measly $42,000. That is a loss of nearly $100,000. It is the automotive equivalent of setting a pile of cash on fire. Why is it so bad? It takes all the problems of the Ghibli and makes them bigger. The build quality, while better than its smaller sibling, still doesn't justify the 6-figure price. But the real killer is the ownership experience. Reliability is a constant worry. These are complex, hand-finished cars, and they come with complex, hand-finished problems. Repair costs are not just high, they are absurd. Everything from a simple service to a major repair comes with a Maserati tax that can make even wealthy owners flinch. The car is known for its moody electronics, and the powerful engines require expensive, diligent maintenance to keep them running. Just like the other cars on this list, the reputation for being fragile and insanely expensive to run has destroyed the used market. Nobody wants to risk a 5-figure repair bill on a car they bought for the price of a pickup truck. The Quattroporte is the ultimate cautionary tale. It is proof that beauty, passion, and a legendary badge are no match for the brutal laws of depreciation. It is, without a doubt, the most overpriced and now most worthless luxury car you can buy. So there you have it. 10 beautiful, powerful, and technologically advanced machines that all share one terrifying trait. They are financial nightmares. From the practical Mercedes GLE to the outrageous Maserati Quattroporte, the story is the same. High sticker prices, a flood of off-lease vehicles, and the constant fear of massive out-of-warranty repair bills send their values crashing to the